Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Cosmic Crit. This is your Game Master and Podcaster, Patrick. Happy to have this episode get out to you this week. PaizoCon is over, and if you're like me, you're excited about some of the sneak peeks, the space leaks, and the other bits of info that Rob McCreary and the rest of the Starfinder dev team let out over a few streams in the last week. So we got an inside look at the upcoming Starship Operations Manual, which is going to include a lot of rules that people have hoped for since day one of Starfinder. A lot of background for Starship Foundries and lines of ships, so you can create your Millennium Falcon style ship with a backstory as cool as its stats now. I of course want to mention real quick, I'm very excited to hear about the release of 2021's Starship Rulebook Galaxy Exploration Manual, or the GEM, I'm sure it's going to be known as, like last year's COM. I think this will be another great tool for Starfinder GMs, players as well, but really the GMs to be able to plot a course through their own galaxies and really flesh out planets and stuff like that. We, of course, got a tease there that there's going to be an upcoming playtest soon as well for a new class. Now, whether that's going to be in the GEM or some other publication, it's too soon to say, as they are going to get the feedback and kind of tweak the class. But yeah, we here on the podcast are very excited to hear about it, to get to play around with it. So here's hoping for some kind of Space Ranger or Alien Landscape Explorer class that we will get to play with very soon. Last announcement is the latest bonus content for the Patreon. Cosmic Crit Patreon is launching this week with the GM Crit Chats feature, as voted on you, the fans. If you want to hear me talk about GMing and Starfinder with friends and Paizo folk and other GMs, then all you need to do is join at the $5 tier or above and get ready to download. We don't speak nearly enough about the Patreon. You know, we should speak about it more here, but I just want to thank everyone out there that has supported us over the last year now. Those funds are really important, and well, we've upgraded our audio quality over the last year, and we've been able to give out more free stuff like at CritterCon 3 and give out more prizes, which I'm always very excited about. The next big goal that we're going to have for the Patreon in the $500 range is going to knock people's socks off, so get ready to sign up today to be a part of that. That's going to do it for this week's intro. We have another real long episode this week, coming in just under 2 hours. If you like these long episodes, let us know in the Discord. I honestly try for about an hour of content, and then things seem to go long quite often. So, yeah, give us some feedback. And yeah, get ready for more mayhem in Ultranius with this week's episode 137, which we call Echo7 Killed the Radio Star.
Episode commencing in 3, 2, 1. Episode initiated.
Get ready to drop into a hostile ring of alien death as we are going assault rifle heavy against the Covenant in this week's episode of Halo Cosmic Combat Evolved. This is your GM here, welcoming you back, your gunnery major of the UN Space Command, and this week I'm sending a Spartan chief to assist the SDF in their mission to beat back the swarm. Riding shotgun with a shotgun in my Warthog are my 5 friends and your players. To my right, she's faster than a banshee mid-flight, it's Rebecca rolling with Zinnia.
Hello.
Across from her, a digital construct that may be an ally or may want to blow you up. It's Drew delivering Echo7.
Echo743, penitent spark tangent thing.
That's his name. To my right, this shield-wielding grunt is a little harder to take down than a normal Ungoi. It's Tyler dredging up Devasho.
Hello, Patrick.
Across from him, ready to slice you in half with an energy sword, it's Jabert playing as Trest.
Grunt.
And why across the digital table, this little bean pod is about to flood your senses with a trick attack. It's Miles mixing it up with Sprouts.
Good evening.
Plant references there.
Who
how are you guys?
Pretty good.
been like 20 years since Halo came out, right? Somewhere in there.
Yeah, almost 2001, I think.
Sounds about right.
It was Xbox, original Xbox.
Yeah.
OG.
Was that a launch title?
Yes. Or maybe it wasn't a launch title. It was fairly close. It was
Close to it.
It was actually announced as a Mac game first. But
I recall that, and the cover really did look like PC game. if you recall.
I mean, it's funny going through some of the kind of lineage of what games were announced as. There was one like kind of Chinese democracy game that was called that never came out, called Too Human, but it was originally announced for the Dreamcast and came out on the 360.
Yeah, that's a Guns N' Roses reference for anybody out there who is too young to remember that Guns N' Roses was a thing.
For anybody out there that is currently considered cool, but probably don't know what Chinese democracy is.
Bungie was a longtime Mac developer with Marathon and Myth, and then they got bought by Microsoft and never made a Mac game again.
A lot of their games that like very few people that I've ever spoken with have played before, but a lot of references in their ongoing games. Let's stop talking about Halo. I have not played that game probably since 2001, and let's talk about our game. Are you guys ready to jump back in?
Oh man, I haven't played this game in like 7 days.
It's a yeah, you got to get back into the swing of things. We have a potentially fairly long episode. I will warn you, because before we get to the action, we need to do a few things. First off, last week you guys rescued a burning building full of folk and managed to tank like a CR6 or 7 encounter with no casualties. And because of that, you guys leveled up to level 4. Yes, indeedy. So we are going to first start, like we often do, talking real quick about leveling up your player characters. Kind of see what you get at this point in the campaign. It's different for most every class, and even when you guys play the same class, you probably pick different things. So I'm excited about this because a lot of your decisions, I don't feel like you talked about openly. Some of them are secret even from me, so I'll be hearing these for the first time with our audience. Who wants to start this week?
I'll go since I don't have a ton that happens at level 4 for a soldier. So Echo7 gets a new combat feat. So he has chosen mobility to, I think because I got wrecked by an attack of opportunity last week, and it's happened a few times in this season. I'm pretty sure the little tiny robot that we fought in the prison AO'd me and AO'd me, and it's time to start getting a little AC boost for those.
Excellent. That's a pretty easy one. Who is next?
I'll go.
Rebecca, first operative.
Yeah, as an operative, of course, I get debilitating trick, which means that I can now make a target off target or flat-footed for the entire party for the entire round, which is very exciting, and I cannot wait. And with 2 operatives, we're going to be a power team. And then for my operative's exploit, I chose inoculation, and inoculation basically just boosts my fort saves against poison and disease, but I thought that it kind of lent some flavor, and being a biologist, Zinnia would probably know something about, biochem or something.
You're
and
developing
be able to
serums just for yourself and not sharing them with your teammates.
I mean, that's totally on brand for Zinnia. So that's what I did for my exploit. And I did want to mention too that I bumped her ranks in Intimidate after last episode because she's been taking notes from Devasho, and she felt really powerful when she screamed at that lady to give her baby.
Not like, give me your baby.
Give me your baby.
Give me your baby. I want the baby.
Devasho as kids, even he was terrified. Absolutely.
Devasho's like shoveling him over to Zinnia. Here, just take 5 of mine.
Here, I got a bunch. I have 11 or whatever.
Who's next?
Oh, I guess I can go. I was just chatting. So 2 cool things. First off, I'm going to remind something. We're going to rewind a bit to level 3 because I took a feat at level 3 that activates now.
Right. Yes, that
at level 3 I took
get used out of
unarmed combat, and what that does is it increases the damage dice you do for unarmed attacks, and the shield is considered an unarmed attack. So normally when I hit with the shield, it's 1d3 damage, but that damage potential doubles now in a way to 1d6. So that's fun.
Yeah, no, double that damage dice up.
Yeah, so a higher max potential there, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah. Now you're like a level 1 Solarian.
I know, right?
But you have a shield.
And then second, I get a new limit break or Stellar Revelation.
Final Fantasy VII referencing this show.
Sorry. I chose Gravity Hold, which is going to be a very fun ability, and I'm looking forward to using that.
Is that indeed a Zenith ability?
No, that's just a regular old Revelation.
Oh, so it's not like a limit break. It's not like a turn 3 thing you can do.
No, it's just something I can just do standard action.
Oh, okay. Interessante.
Fun.
Miles Jabert, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Miles, operative numero dos.
I mean, it's a pretty quiet level for me this time.
Well, besides debilitating it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
You guys, I'm
yeah, but I mean,
worried
it's already been
now.
discussed.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what did you take as your trick?
I took
Exploit.
night vision, which allows me full-on dark vision with a range of 60 feet. It's always in the campaign been helpful to have low light or dark vision, and while Sprouts has low light, we've been in pure dark a couple times, and I would like for him not to be hindered by that if it comes up again, or if it just gives him a bonus. I tend to always like my characters to have the ability to see in the dark. So
Well, yeah, Remy had it eventually after he upgraded his goggles and stuff. And
yeah, I mean, he even started with infrared and low light. So I mean, it's just something I've always liked, and even though it's not, super fancy, it's definitely just a quality of life thing I wanted for my character.
Oh, it's pretty good for a ranged character in general. Excellent. What about, last but not least, a Trest, aka a Jibert?
Oh, I got level 2 spells.
Level 4 is huge for spellcasters.
So in my my Mystic sort of connection spell is sort of like the one I get each time I get access to a new level of spells is Summon Creature. So for the Warmonger connection, it gets that spell sort of gets a few upgrades. So in addition, last time we leveled up, I talked about Summon Reinforcements, which allows me to sort of cast that spell as a standard action if I spend an RP. And so since now I have access to the level 2 version of that, I can cast the level 2 version and summon, if I choose to summon like multiple enemies, like as though I were casting the lower version, they each sort of get a buff to their saves, their AC, and their attack bonuses. So sort of like encourages me to go for those like slightly weaker summons, but like sort of buffs them up just a little bit.
You're eventually going to have like a swarm of little tiny robots or something.
I mean, it never gets to be more than 3, but
if you summon,
but they get
multiple
bigger
times, you can have more than 3.
I wish.
Solara did that a few times.
Oh yeah.
Chaos on the battlefield.
All the tiny little elementals and stuff.
I suppose I didn't realize you could have that you could cast it more than once. You could have like multiple summons active at the same time.
I don't see why not. You don't have to concentrate or anything on keeping them here. They just pop in and it's like, we're going to go into war with the swarm. Speaking of which, that's level 4 for you guys. But before we get back into this week's episode, the second bit of business we gotta do is we gotta recap what's happened last time. And for that, I'm turning it over to Miles to tell us what happened last time on Cosmic Crit.
We sent some feathered friends off to find a new roost and got to the business at hand, keeping the water flowing. Unfortunately, somebody had other plans for us. Zinnia must have heard a tick-tick, and with a quick flick, she was out there, leaving the rest of us holding the bag. That's the problem with explosives. They don't leave behind a lot of evidence. Z did happen to catch something before the box went pow. A swarm claw design. We started doing some digging, but our blasted luck struck again. Out of the frying pan into the burning building. We managed to rescue a Yosoki family in time for some local security boss to show up. Must have had a loose wire because they started taking shots. And I don't mean the kind from the bar. Brushed the ass off our soldiers and got to work. Close call or two later, we pressed their off switch, permanently. But not before Trixie Strixie found something interesting in their code. The same swarm claw symbol.
Bum, bum, bum. Indeedy do. And I'm going to let this background music play for a moment because we are indeed in a short montage mode, as maybe these were the thoughts of Sprouts Marlowe that we get to hear as we see you in the shadow of the apartment building that continues to burn in front of you as you rest after that last battle with the robots. Eventually, there is fire control department workers that kind of rush into this scene and try to get a handle on the flames. There's, both living and robotic firefighters, and medical technicians come up and are treating your wounds. They do that thing where they wrap the metal blanket around you and like hook you guys up to oxygen. Those of you who partake in breathing. They'll apply some gels and salves to your burns as well. The 5 of you are indeed all flame-kissed, maybe flame-broiled, as your armor is charred in places. But at this time, while you guys are being treated, you see across the emergency lines, the Asoki family you saved being treated as well, along with the 2 students, and they are safe and cheering you on with the rest of the crowd. Day turns to night on this scene as the fire is controlled and put out. You guys collect the evidence that you procured last week, the CPO of these reprogrammed security robots. And before the end of it, as you're doing this, Xenia, the Grakka militia member Beva, comes up to you and is like, I've never seen one of those things fire on friendlies before. What was that all about?
Pretty sure they've been tampered with.
What?
By who? Can I show her the logo, the symbol that I found? See if it rings any bells?
Yeah, when you are indeed, because you have found it, you can kind of like zoom out of the code and show her like this outline, which is indeed like a sickle, like a circular symbol, and the end of it is like a claw, a swarm claw. Make me maybe a culture check, and I'm gonna roll for Beva as well.
It's a 19.
Yeah, she looks it over and is like, I feel like maybe there's some kind of organization like that on Ultranius before, but I don't really remember their name. Yeah, are you saying that someone out there is reprogramming these robots to attack friendlies?
That's the way it seems, looking at the code.
She's kind of astonished by that and will wander off and see to her militia members as well, who are, holding like smoking pistols. They were just like blind firing that entire fight, trying to give you guys covering fire. You guys can take a 10-minute rest here, of course, rest up, do whatever heals you need. But for the most part, it looks like your time out on patrol is over if you want to head back to HQ.
Are we taking a rest?
If anybody wants to take a 10-minute, go right ahead. I forget the state I left some people in.
Yeah, I had 0 SP. I was down into single-digit HP.
Okay.
I'm worried that if we're going back to base and he's telling us to take a 10-minute rest now, what could this possibly portend?
Well, I asked that after every single fight. I tried to at least, Drew, unless you guys are like rushing. But you have plenty of time. Like hours are going to pass while you're waiting for the fire to be put out and you're tended.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and cast a little cure action on myself, if that's okay.
Yeah, I'm going to actually have one of these med technicians sees that you are really pronked up, Echo7. So you're going to get a free serum of healing, Mark 1. That you hear so much about. Here's 2 hit points back, Drew.
Hey, I am still in single digits.
You're welcome.
So how many is this? How many are you down right now, Drew?
Oh, I'm at 9 HP of 34 now that we've leveled up. I didn't add in any of the stuff that we leveled up for, so
you can add that in. So that's no problem. But if you guys go back to rest, I don't know if you have other serums or heals you'd like to pull off, but oh boy, what are you rolling this for yourself?
I'm feeling inspired, so I give myself an extra special cure that I just pull it out of my back pocket and I snap one of those, I don't know, like a snap bracelet
Slim Jim
to make myself feel better. I don't know, whatever. I don't know anything about first aid.
Is this a 3d8 of healing?
3d8 plus wisdom modifier.
Whoa!
So it's 18 points. So I am back up to full. Just like
Lasho's not that fancy, so he's just going to spend an RP and get his stamina back.
Man, yeah, okay, yeah. I got to spend my stamina. I gotta do my stamina thing too. So, but
that's fine. You guys can do that. But I will say that You can make it back to the base, no problem. The rest of your march, there's like a citywide curfew in effect, so you see nobody on your walk back except other military vehicles, like kind of out on patrol or police vehicles. But as you get back indeed, Commander Najiri calls you back into her ramshackle office, the half of this room that she's been given, and asks to give her a sit rep situation report of what happened. Does anybody got a quick summation?
After those bird things, we found this burning house, and then the burning house, we put that out, and also these robots. Tell them, Xenia.
Yeah, you already mentioned that indeed was that symbol on the bomb, but are you going to explain you also see it in the code?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Xenia will point out we did save some citizens, so we are doing our job on that front as well. But yes, I inspected the robots that fired upon us, which seemed very strange behavior to me, and I discovered in the code a strange symbol. And oddly enough, it was the same symbol that I had seen on the bomb right before it went off.
She kind of like looks over your data pad for a moment, kind of contemplates everything that's happened today in your report. And then she kind of slowly raises up from her desk, and then in just like a burst of anger, just pushes everything on the top of her desk onto the floor and lets out just like a, dang, this is a line that cannot be crossed. Whoever these reckoners are, they nearly killed you, and who knows how many other civilians out there. A bomb in a public works, hacking security robots. Who are they? How are they capable of such evil? She kind of like straightens out her uniform and sits back down, apologizes, and says, well, hey, excuse me, I lost someone very dear to me at the beginning of the war on Suscalon. He was a member of a first response crew, so this has got me set on edge. I've made up my mind. I will not be sending you out on any more patrols until we have a handle on this thing. For now, get some rest, Midnight Squad. You earned it.
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize the symbol, or is this the first you've seen it?
I think she told you in last week's episode that the only information, is about an organization called the Reckoners, and that they seem to be doing some subversive, perhaps even sabotaging missions against the SCF. There was an arms shipment that was kind of like broken into and stolen, and they think they are inciting acts of violence like in the crowd and things like that, but there's nothing been like a bomb before today.
What's your plan to deal with them? How are you planning to get this under control?
As I said, I will not be sending you out to get blown up again. What if next time the bomb that they use is a higher grade, perhaps subnuclear? We can't be walking into ambushes on our home turf. I'm going to gather all the intel I can, and until that time, you all will be on guard duty here at the headquarters.
Fun.
I don't like being cooped up like a bird in a cage.
You definitely say that as you're like leaving the office and maybe kick a trash can.
What do you take me for, a houseplant?
That's a good one too.
And I thought I was the one who had the cliches.
Who else has got one?
Get out of here, you're bugging me. I was really hoping I was going to get a spit take out of Patrick with that.
I just took a sip of seltzer. It's dangerous with you guys. But yeah, she sends you on your way from her, and it's pretty late now, so you guys can indeed rest up. I do have a few questions before we do that. I know, Tyler, you used 1 RP, but you gained an RP while leveling up, right?
Yeah, but I didn't add it to my total because I can't ever remember how we decided to do that.
No, you gain it when you level up. So if you have 3 still, we don't need to worry about rolling your bad dreams. As you get back to your bunks, your hot bunks here, Rebecca, you get a psychic baby plant calling out to you from perhaps your science.
Oh no, that's still a thing, isn't it?
And says, "Mother, I require data input. Please take me with you on your missions, Mother."
Really disturbing the way it calls me Mother.
I hate this thing.
This is the best.
Amy loves Mother.
Yes, Amy. I understand you're hungry.
Oh God.
Hungry for information.
I put her in my pocket, I guess.
There is, if you look it up and want to have this crafted, a pet holder that you can have, which is just like a fanny pack for a little pet that you can have on your back.
Perfect.
But I will remind you, this is like a tier 1 computer, and if you want to level it up, you can. I'll be so kind as to allow you to get a little discount if you want to buy a higher tier computer and kind of install it.
I will donate personal funds to make sure that you continue to upgrade this thing.
I will donate personal funds to have you leave that with the birds that we scared off at the water.
Mother,
plant.
why? Why before it's taken me? He, I don't know. The plant talks to you about, being stuck in the suitcase and analyzing bug guts and stuff and growing weary, mother. That more than anything is just a reminder, if you are taking it on missions, that I get to talk to you psychically whenever I want in that voice.
Oh, great.
And if you guys are hitting the rack, going to sleep, no bad dreams for Devasho, but you all get a bad dream in the form of a psychic vision.
Dang it.
That if you guys want, can wake you up out of your sleep, or you can just kind of roll with it, as Trest once more has a lucid psychic feeling that is projected to all those around them, and it seems to be spilling into your own minds, and it takes the form of you see Trest walking down a hallway, and it is a little unfamiliar at first, but eventually you all recognize it as the maximum security wing of the SQ Correctional Facility, the Scorp. But as Tress is walking through these halls here, this time the halls of the prison are pristine, and all the doors are locked. You see dozens of inmates here as you walk, kind of pacing their cells, maybe sitting down reading. We even pass by one Raz Jungat who's idly flipping through a pack of cards on his bunk. But in this vision, you see Tress walking into the cell that Sprouts took you to weeks before, and you're able to just walk right inside, right through the door, and you see a blue-skinned female android just digging into the wall with a blunt object, kind of hunched over, feverishly rocking back and forth as she's creating these circular grooves in the cell wall with butter knife. She stops suddenly, and you guys can all feel kind of pang running through your antennae, through Tress's antennae, as they feel that maybe she senses your presence here, kind of looks around over her shoulder. But all of you feel the same thought that runs through your head nearly at the same time. The same thought as when you left Susclin and the colossal swarm beasts screamed into your brains. But just for like a fraction of a second, and you see this android kind of twitch a little bit, wincing in pain. Then they go back to rocking and go back to carving in the wall. She begins to talk in a very soft, sing-songy voice, but under her breath, and you realize that it is being psychically projected. And in your minds, you can hear it as she says, "And when the rough beast approaches, you shall know it by its call. It will be the light that pierces the dark before the legion brings a fall. And in that time one shall lead them into its maw. One shall save them from the pain. One shall be a reckoning among the people before the final hours. The reckoning, the reckoning, the reckoning." As you pad over to her chest and kind of look over her shoulder, she's repeating that word just over and over and over, carving the same shape again and again. And you see it, that same circular symbol with a swarm claw on its end. And just then this dream world evaporates, and you guys all find yourselves drenched in sweat in your bunks. Those of you that remained asleep, just now wide awake, as if you had not gotten a wink of sleep since putting your head on the pillows. And once more, that is something you all share, and almost immediately you guys can like see one another. Those of you with dark vision can see one another kind of like going through the motions of like, what was that?
Yeah.
Andy Dufresne.
I think for those who are awake, Devasha would say,
I am normally not a fan of sharing my dreams with the higher-ups, but perhaps it is important that our commander is aware of this prisoner and her words and the carving.
So that carving, that was the same thing that's been on the like in the code and on the bomb and everything. Yep, this seems like it's too much of a coincidence. There must be some involvement here.
If I remember what Raz told us, that woman is adept at having followers heed her words and follow her evil ways. I would not be surprised if she is not part of the leadership of these reckoners that have begun to plague our patrols and our involvement here in New Grakka.
I am not so convinced. We still know nothing about the Reckoners other than their name and symbol. It seems a little too early to be making such proclamations.
Still, even Sprouts has a reason to follow this lead. Considering is she the one who saw his partner last, it is a good lead to follow.
Sprouts.
Oh, I was assuming my character just wasn't weak.
Sprouts, speak up. We are talking about your mission. You're a detective.
You go right back
How
to
do you
sleep.
sleep so well as a detective? I do not understand.
I am surprised your
gotta
ears
get your
are
wings when
not
you can.
burning.
You learn to sleep when you can when you're a detective.
The hat is like over the eyes, his legs kicked back.
Yeah, so Sprouts definitely is probably more in line with Devasha's thinking. I mean, she kept saying reckoning over and over again. It's a little bit of a, easy line of train of thought to follow.
Wait, are you saying there's some kind of connection between the Reckoners and a reckoning?
I know, it's crazy, right?
Well, that's why you're the detective, Miles.
What about profession detective, Miles? Roll that.
Nope, I'm making no one roll. Yeah, but unfortunately, I mean, you guys are basically grounded. The next day comes up, and all you have to do is like a 12-hour perimeter guard duty. That is.
I mean, as much as Sprouts would want to chase down leads, I think he's okay with guard duty for right now because, they practically just landed on this planet and got thrown on this mission, which took them all sorts of turns. So they really haven't got the lay of the land yet. So Sprouts would look at this as a chance to sort of kind of recount where they are and kind of take stock in getting to know that area, kind of getting to know the streets a little bit, and
sure,
just kind of getting comfortable being on Altranius because they have time.
Outside of the military, there's not a ton of people that like come into the base, but do you want to like ask any questions of like there might be some government officials that are here like once or twice, or is there any investigations you do want to do in the HQ, which is once again like a repurposed city hall?
I mean, he would definitely ask, follow up any sort of leads, or if anyone had seen his partner for sure.
Oh, that's a good thing. I can tell you here at least nobody has seen her.
So they're all lying, so he's going to lock them all up.
Well, I was about to say, like, if she did come here, then maybe there wasn't any information at City Hall. At least
yeah, and that's perfectly fine. But I mean, he's definitely going to cover those bases. He wants to, as far as where he's located, he wants to get as much information out of where he is in respect to Briar that he can, and then work his way out.
Not a ton of downtime for the rest of you, but if there's any other actions anybody else wants to take the next day, any other purchases?
If Devasha would probably put in a request for a meeting with Commander Nagiri, but like, low urgency, he wouldn't mark it as like, must talk now, barge in, kick open the door, but...
I think Xenia would weigh in to say that we don't have all the data. I think that we should contribute this to the people who are gathering all of the data. And Nagiri just told us that she is trying to gather intel about the Reckoners. Shouldn't we contribute to that effort if we have intel to contribute? And while she may not be all that trusting of magic in general, this seems like there were 5 of us who experienced this, so there must be something to it.
Sure. I think we have to carry out our guard duty orders first. Like, we can't disobey our orders and not be at our posts, but definitely after that, for sure, would want to talk to her if she's even available, which she may not be.
No, I mean, she's busy, but if you guys go to her office and just wait, eventually, she'll come out. She has to use the bathroom eventually, so she comes out and is like, Midnight Squad, what?
Apologies for ambushing you here,
what
Commander.
Is everything all right?
We think we may have some...
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I had a bad dream. Hold me.
Can you tuck me back
Gives you some
in,
warm
please?
black milk and rubs your antennae and says, "You'll be all right, Trest."
Thank you. Goodbye.
No, what do you guys want to? How do you want to like phrase this?
We believe we have some data to add to your portfolio on the Reckoners.
Where
not-
did this intel come from?
It's not hard research, and as a scientist, I'm sure you understand that I'm not generally a fan of such circumstantial evidence as this might be.
I'll take any rumors that you hear as well, and I'll add it to the file.
Well, the 5 of us all had the same dream, and it involved this symbol that I had seen.
Okay, a dream, you say? I'm looking for actual leads out there in the streets. You understand? If you want to write this up and hand it to me, that is fine. But really, Zinnia, a dream?
Yes.
Commander.
Well, the dream did go to a place that we have physically been, and we saw the symbol in that physical place.
Well, you've all been to this place before, and you've seen the symbol before. So what is the new intel that you have?
Commander, we believe that the Reckoners are being organized in some fashion by an android whose name is Andia.
She like stops dead in her tracks on her way to the restroom, the lavatory, and she's like, "How do you know about the android?"
Like we said, we kind of had a dream. We also, I know it sounds weird, but
No, I just received a report from Infosphere Data Intel Collection that there is indeed some dark Infosphere information signed by an android who is calling herself Sister Spark. But you say, Andia? Where do you know this Andia from?
She was a prisoner in the Scorp.
Back on Susquehanna. Okay, that matches up with some things. That is interesting. I am going to add this to our report. Why do you think you are dreaming of this, though?
Commander, look dressed.
Yeah, sure. Commander, I believe it has something to do with the swarm's psychic connection to my people.
To the Shirin.
Perhaps, although how this android has become involved is unclear.
Have we heard the name Sister Spark before?
No.
That
I don't
seems
think
so familiar for some reason. I don't know why.
Are you thinking of Scissor Sister?
Maybe you had it in a dream.
Maybe I dreamed about it.
Deja vu is happening. It is very weird. All of you just get an unease about it when you hear that name, Sister Spark. And she'll thank you and apologize for trying to dismiss you, as she is going to add that intel and do some searches for that. And we are going to fast forward another day, the next day, before you get a summons from your guard duty to report back to Commander Najiri. And when you enter in, she has like a pushpin board full of like what looks like crazy conspiracy theory stuff and like red twine leading between
My
pins.
kind of gal.
And there's like a silhouette with a question mark that like reads Sister Spark underneath it, and potentially to locations around the city and stuff like that. And she's like, well, Midnight Squad, come in. I told you I was not letting you out of headquarters until we had some actionable information about these Reckoners. And I am sad to say it is nearly impossible to come by anything concrete, anything hard, but with what you have told me last night and the bits and pieces we are able to piece together from the infosphere, well, I think we have something. SDF intelligence says that indeed many of them more than likely came from Susquehanna, but there was already an organization called the Reckoners here on Ultranius before that. It's like this planet now has a bad case of the fleas, though, as they were perhaps militarized by this Sister Spark, who have found some instances of their liturgical writing online. I have run all the data through our computers here, but as I said, I was loath to send you outside the HQ until we got a lead. But one just showed up that I think we have to send you out on, as it could be credible. There's a thriving black market here just on the spaceport side of New Grakka in the shipping district. People selling in weapons and food and things like that, but also there's a thriving loan shark illegal gambling community, that kind of thing. We've had a hard time nailing them down. They seem to move from location, but someone there placed a call to me themselves. Someone calling themselves UPB Fixer. They reached out and said that they had time-sensitive intel about the Reckoners. They declined to share anything else with me over comms, but said that they were willing to meet the SDF in person. I can't leave operations while we're still under threat, but I am authorized now to mobilize you dockside immediately to meet up with the Shadow Broker.
Well, I reckon we should head it out.
If it is a bribe that this person is wanting, I can get together some funds if you feel the intel is worth it, but if it's not worth our time, I don't want to waste any more valuable resources than we have to. That said, he said there was a time limit on the information, so I want you to get out there right now. I'm authorizing you to take a military vehicle and head out there.
Consider it done. We will not fail.
You see a very familiar gassed up vehicle in the SCF hardtop that you took up the mountain. This one maybe a little less up armored than the one that was being used on Suskelin, but you indeed can spend some time getting out there. And as you get to the location that is marked on your maps, location of your meeting is indeed within eye line of the spaceport, which you still can tell is abuzz with ships landing and taking off, kind of full of refugees, even a few weeks after the full of evacuation of Suskelin. This location that you're marked to meet this person on is just a corner of a industrial complex of several large automated production facilities, and you see businesses that are like computer parts, engineering tools, other kind of like metal fabrication. They are very dull and kind of drab, and the streets here, there's not really any like public spaces or shops, so it is incredibly quiet. How are you guys waiting? Are you gonna stay in the vehicle? Do you want to get out and walk around a bit, or?
Well, Sprouts is pretty tiny, so he can probably sneak around pretty easily.
Do you want to like hide in a trash can?
He could.
Yeah, Devasho can get out and be kind of a presence if that, and then that might give Sprouts more of an ability to sneak around if Devasho's going to taken up the attention.
Zinni is pretty stealthy herself.
What's up to you guys? How you
Echo7 is a
it?
robot.
Oh, thanks for reminding us, Drew. What does that mean? You said it like we understood.
From Starfinder's show and tell this week, I brought an amaranth.
Amaranth. No, it's just like if I'm not in the car, I'm very conspicuous. I have zero stealth. I've got zero anything.
You have a giant gun on your back.
Yeah.
Clonk, clonk, clonk.
So I think maybe I should stay in the car unless something happens.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think I'll hop out and just sort of take point and just sort of keep an eye out for any suspicious activity.
Sure.
But,
So
I don't want to be bound up in the car if something goes sideways.
you guys can take defensive points. You can stay in the car. It isn't too long before you do, though, that maybe a few minutes. There's a human male that kind of just like turns a corner down onto this street and walks directly up to, I guess, Devasho, whoever's the most conspicuous, and says, "You all the soldiers I'm here to scoop? Well, follow me."
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Should I do like a sense motive, or is this is that worth it, or?
I mean,
We're just walking into a trap. Am I just going to blindly trust this guy and be like, okay?
I mean, Sprouts will definitely sense motive, even if he's watching from the shadows.
Do you have a question you want to ask?
Did we get the informant's name?
UPB Fixer was the only one given to Commander Najiri.
So I might be like,
And you are?
Name's Bones or Boney, whatever you want to call me. I'm just here to bring you to the boss is all.
And so sorry, we're going to meet with the Shadow Broker, is that right?
Yeah, supposedly whoever's got this intel.
So not to derail anything, when you said the Shadow Broker, I was like
thinking about Mass Effect.
I was like, but no one ever meets the Shadow Broker. How do I know that? What is this?
Oh, wait.
I played this DLC.
Hey, it's listed in the core rulebook as one of the influences for Starfinder, so I'll steal from Mass Effect all I want.
Cool.
Devasho will look over at Drew in the car and maybe Drew.
Drew, get
Drew's there.
Hi, everybody. Hey.
Just
How
like
did I get
drives in
here?
5 miles an hour behind us.
Masha will look over at Echo7 and give him a head nod, and we'll no bones.
guys-
going on.
Echo7
You guys
takes
all
off his
mustering up?
seat belt and.
Okay, please. You guys are all gonna go. All muster up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Devasha doesn't want to stay outside the building and watch for ambushes or whatever.
Sure,
No,
No.
come inside.
we'll go inside.
He leads you over to one of these huge boxy factories, and with a tap card that shows the face of a fairly nerdy Maraquai, kind of like opens up the door and leads you past rows of automated robots assembling like vehicle parts and things like that. There's nobody in the facility. It seems to be completely roboticized. And as you're going, Sprouts, you get a good look at this guy here, and maybe giving him the once over. So as you're talking, he seems to be wearing the same getup, the same outfit as this mysterious figure you saw onlooking from the back of the crowd at the water collection facility a few days before.
This is one of those moments where like the camera would just pan in and you see my eyes squint.
Bum bum bum.
I mean, he's not going to do anything right now. Sprouts is going to.
Oh, just keep that information to yourself.
Yeah, he's going to just kind of he's going to see what happens.
He leads you to the back of this facility and opens a door to an office that is marked floor supervisor. And you all see a familiar face swivel around in a hover chair, staring back at you all. Any guesses as to who it is?
If this is Loachwort, I'm gonna absolutely have a cow.
No, I think
I think it's Miss Render.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
definitely it's gotta be
yeah.
Miss Render.
Oh no!
Yeah. Oh, she's got us now.
We're in deep.
It is indeed the sultry and swarthy voice that greets you of Anasia Render, heir to the Render crime family, who says, "Midnight Squad, I thought Najiri might send you all out on this mission. Sprouts, how nice to see you alive. Have a seat." She has on her desk, her stolen desk, like a small Raxolite-sized chair just waiting for you.
When I heard someone was running the underground rack around here, I should have known it'd be you, Render.
I told you I'd have this place wrapped around my finger within a few days. Took you all a while to get here, though. Took your sweet time leaving Suscalon. My friend here explained to me you had some problems with the scientists aboard that ship I sent you to. Behind her is standing the Kasathan passenger that you guys had on the Terminus Wild, Perlis Fatan, who nobody spoke to the entire journey. I had a whole background developed for. No, I'm just kidding.
In my defense, I was thinking about them. So.
He has, now you see like his jacket is off here in the warmer climate of Ultranius, and on multiple arms there are ex-Scorp convict tattoos and stuff on him.
Well met. But what was it?
I don't know why I make these names so hard. Prilus Fatan.
Prilus Fatan.
Yeah.
Well met. It's been
Ask
a
for
long
it by
time.
name. I'm sorry, Javert.
Oh no, Drew. He'll kind of like tip his hat. He says hello, and Render says, "Prilo here gave me the details of your trip. Sounded like a bit of a hellish week. Bones here's keep me apprised of your dealings with these reckoners here on Ultranius. Pretty nasty folks from the sound of it."
What do you know about them?
Well, that's the thing. I know a great deal about everybody here on Ultranius. It's my business now to know. And your commander's got a good amount of the details. So they seem to be recruiting in the dark portals of the infosphere. Some real creepy literature out there for those with connections like me to stumble upon, end of the world poetry. Talk about how Suscalon's system deserved to be eradicated by the swarm. A bunch of loonies from the sound of it, but most of the posts were indeed signed by a Sister Spark. Gotta be their leader or something along those lines. Maybe someone high up in the organization.
I think you know a little bit more about Sister Spark than you're letting on. This is the same person that was in the prison that you sent me to.
Well, I don't know much about the Scorp. I've never spent time there myself besides visiting dear old dad, but there were a number of people that broke out like old Prilo here and your friend Raz Jungat. Seemed like at the end of it, the guards kind of left their post and left a lot of people rotting in their cages.
Well, it seems to us, old Andia, she led the breakout.
She doesn't seem to recognize that name. She's like, Andia? That's
That's your
who you're
sister
looking
Spark
for?
right there. She's an android by the name of Andia.
Yeah, that rings a bell. That's who your partner was looking for, right? Some android dame.
Bingo.
The plot thickens. Anyway, I'd like to
Why are we
catch up.
giving the info broker free information?
Yeah, good point.
You could have charged credits for everything.
That intel's so steamy.
Dang you, Render, and your silver tongue.
Anyway, she'll shake her head and kind of like clears the conversation for a moment with her hand up and says, anyway, time is of the essence here, so let's cut to the chase. I contacted Njiri because one of my listeners, one of my ears to the ground here, got wind of the Reckoners' next target, and I want to get that information to someone who could do something about it, someone who could stop them, and that turned out to be you all. Lucky me. Doesn't surprise me in the least, though.
And who is the target?
Well, I just wanted to say, while this information is free of charge to my friends at the SDF right now, I might have need of your services in the future, so I just hope that you all will be amenable to some soft requests from little old Render. What do you say?
Define soft requests.
All you have to do, if the need arises, is bat a blind eye, or maybe leave a door unlocked here or there for your friend. No one gets hurt in my operation. I'm not trying to get any SDF heat, but a girl has a lot of mouths to feed. I employ quite a few people looking for work these days.
So Sprouts kind of looks at Trest, since he is technically the person in charge. As a gumshoe, I don't have too much issue with fudging the numbers a little bit, but that's your call, big boy.
She'll look over at you, Trest.
It's your play, Sprouts. You call the ball.
You can't pass the ball back to me.
No, he can, and that's now an official Cosmic Crit phrase. You call the ball.
You call the ball, baby! Booyah! Kaboom!
Are you
Tress
okay?
is not happy about this. Not happy, but
I mean, you can
Well, you
say
don't-
no. Again, I mean, it's just I was just telling you as
no. I'm just thinking. As Trest, sort of. This is a real opportunity to make a real break in the case here, and
Right.
there are two laws to be upheld.
so the
here.
ends
There's
justify the means to Trest.
Possibly. In this case, there's a desperate humanitarian crisis that is being exacerbated by these people. It's like
I will say that if you want to try and contact Commander Najiri, she said she's not beyond herself bribing these kind of characters, but
okay.
That's
If that's Najiri's perspective on this, then that's sort of lawful enough for Trest.
play that out.
you want to give her a call?
That's sure. Yeah, that sounds good.
We don't have to RP it, but you give a rundown of what's happening, and immediately a little notification pops up on your phone of 500 credits requisitioned from military intelligence of the SDF, and she's like, "Get it done, Trest."
Yes, Captain. I come back into the office and I say, "We have a deal, Render."
For
whatever you wanted.
well, she was either asking for a undisclosed gimme in the future, but you want to offer her credits?
I would prefer to offer credits. I say, perhaps we could arrange a direct payment. I don't like interest accruing over time.
Anyone can make a diplomacy check for me here, and you guys can aid as well if you want to try and sweet talk her into this deal.
I will roll to aid.
I'll roll diplomacy.
All right, I got a +6. I'm gonna see what I can get here.
Oh no, Sprouts.
I know. I got a +9 and I rolled a 2.
Is everyone aiding Sprouts? Jabert.
Wow. Jabert just knocking out
Jabert,
that
what'd you get?
I got a +6, baby. I rolled a natural 20, 26.
All right, I'm just gonna say that's
rolled it.
fine, even though Sprouts is not haggling or anything here. If you just show her that account, she'll acquiesce and say,
I flip it around. It's all UPBs, non-traceable. You got it.
she's like, I did you all a favor back on Suskelin, pointing you towards that ship, but if you don't want to do me any favors in the future, it's no skin off my back. She'll tap her data pad to yours and do a transfer request, and you guys can move on from that. And she says,
"Well, so I think Sprouts, I kind of catches a little negativity in that, and he's like, no one's saying no, but the SDF would rather, what's the word I'm looking for? Reward you for your service."
I am nothing but a loyal Susquehanna native who wants to see anyone hurting innocents to be brought to justice. That is for sure. As I said, I will give you this information regardless, but I thank you for the donation to my employees' funds. As I said, it is time sensitive, as I've gotten word through my network. These Reckoners are indeed planning something big. I don't know what it is yet, but I've heard that their next target is a new Grakka communications building far side of town. We expect this site to be hit today. She slides over a data pad to Sprouts, and it has like a location on the map, and she says, it's the main emergency broadcast center for the city, and it's on the far side of town. They put it in place in case of natural disasters or flooding from sea squalls, that kind of thing. Sends people out, communications for shelters, instructions on citizens how to get there. You follow me? So I suspect maybe they're trying to take it out, hack into it, perhaps. I don't know, maybe they have another bomb planted for their next strike, but regardless of what I think, pretty sure you all should probably hustle your way over there. Secure that site. For all I know, they could just be getting ready for something bigger, some action that's larger down the line.
All right. Thank you for the information. I agree. It is best that we make haste to this location. Thank you again, Render.
You're welcome, Devasho. And as you guys are leaving, she will once again try and hold you back a little bit, Sprouts, as everyone else is shuffling out of the room, and says, Sprouts, I know you're looking for your partner still, but I haven't had word of any other Raxalites nor detectives here on Ultranius, and I have a lot of ears to the ground.
I'd appreciate any help you can give me.
When this is all over, I have a pretty strong need for a right-hand man, maybe an investigator, knows how to get things done, talk his way out of a jam or two with the authorities. What do you say once you find that partner of yours, you cool your heels here in Ultranius? Lots of open real estate with our names on it if we're willing to take it from these backwater science rubes.
You know what, Render? If we live through all this, I just may take you up on that.
Well, regardless, when this war is over, I'll be looking you up for a drink. I think for this info, you owe me that at least, Marlo.
Oh, well, I don't know.
Just tip your hat and do
something
cool.
He actually uses that little finger to push the brim of his head up. And kind of gives her a little
L-fan?
Yeah.
I imagine the L-fan does all of your hat adjusting for you.
But tips it to her, wordlessly walks out the door.
Already. You guys can make your way out here. Bones leads you out back to your vehicle. And what do you want to do now? You want to head straight over to this emergency radio station?
Sounds like that's the play, right?
Yeah, update the commander and then head over.
Yeah, we can call in the car.
Yeah, so you guys.
Whoa, no texting and driving.
No, not the driver. No.
Zinnia, don't make this call.
Zinnia stays off the phone.
No one else does it.
I just want to make sure that we're making it abundantly clear to our fans.
You call Commander Najiri. It's like, are you guys driving right now? No, as soon as you update her, we see Zinnia speeding through the city, and Commander Najiri, as you give her the recap, says, well, that sounds like a credible target for those whack jobs. Let me try to reach this facility on comms right now. Hold. The line goes silent for a moment, and then very quickly she comes back on the comm line and says, yes, Midnight Squad, get over there as fast as possible. We've just had an alert come over the wire that there were some civilians evacuated from the building, but we don't have any official notice of that from military or local law enforcement. So something seems odd, but whatever their plan is, they might be enacting it right now. She'll let you drive, get off the comms, and as you race across the city through a few militia roadblocks, you are slowed down as there is a huge protest spilling out from what looks like the front of a judicial building, and you guys have to inch your way through these citizens, and all the while they're banging signs and sticks and things on your armored vehicle and throwing trash at you. And it takes maybe about 10 minutes or so slowly peeling through there and across town before you're able to pull up to what looks like a very plain looking single story structure with several very large antenna arrays on top of it. You guys can trundle out of the vehicle as you don't see anyone here. The street is empty, but as you get to the front of the facility, you notice something off. I'm going to take us there on the map as the front door to the facility is wide open.
Can we roll perception?
Yeah. I'll tell you, just from outside, you can tell that the lights seem on. From through the door, you can see there's like a small reception area at the front of the building. Do you want to step inside and make some rolls for me?
Sure.
I'm pulling a sword.
And I'm activating my shield.
I'm making sure my weapon is ready.
So weapons out. Go ahead.
Did we fully rest and back up to full HP SP with our last rest?
2 days, so I'm going to say you guys are back at full. As if you were still down on HP, I imagine.
Yeah, I would have been.
Your friend Tress can help, or you can go to the the base's doctors and get some convalescence.
I put a point to perception at level 4, so maybe I won't be bad. Oh, never mind. Oh, never mind.
You rolled a 4 at level 4.
You still rolled.
What's the light level in here, by the way?
It is full light. Like I said, the facility seems to be working. The lights are on. Looks like Tress, did you roll highest here with a 23?
Yeah.
Right. So you can still hear like maybe the hum of like electricity throughout the building, like computer banks and things like that, perhaps behind doors. No voices or anything. It does seem, empty. From what you can see, there is a hallway leading to the east with a few doors, and to the north, a number on the west side of a north-facing hallway, and a couple of large double doors on the east side of that north hallway.
It looks like there's a reception desk right here in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah. If I just sort of take a look at the screen, I imagine if this place was evacuated, maybe security got like some notification about that. So if there's like an email open, just like on the screen that's like get everybody out or something like that.
So it is a unlocked tier 1 computer just here at the reception desk, and taking a look through it, there's nothing that you can find on there. No.
Is there a map of the building so we know where everything is?
No, it's a fairly small building though. It doesn't really extend much further beyond these 2 hallways. So
is it a pretty squat building, or is it like?
Yep, it's just 1 story.
Oh, 1-story building. Okay.
Yeah, the ceiling here maybe like 10 foot tall. So
yeah, 10-foot ceiling, respectable for an office.
It is indeed. Yeah. So you got the the hum of some low energy wattage bulbs above you. But yeah, beyond that, nothing to see here in the entryway. Where do you guys want to head to first?
Well, I feel like we're under a time crunch. If they're about to blow up the building or something, we have no idea what they're about to do. So, what seems like the most likely direction? I see a double door up this north hall.
Yeah, if they're doing if it's like a video feed or something, like a newscast or something.
Maybe it's in the studio.
Maybe it's in the studio. You have to have double doors for that so you can get all the cameras in and out.
Well, this room is indeed marked broadcast studio.
Look at us.
How about that?
Is that where you want to head?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sprouts is gonna hop on his old ride.
Navasho turns the corner and he sees 10-foot wide hallways, and a single tear comes out of one of his shadowy eyes.
Yeah, no, you got a lot of large equipment, I guess, rolling through here, so you're welcome. Right, as you open the double doors here into the broadcast studio, inside the room is very large. You see a ton of high-tech equipment. Computer consoles are kind of packed into the middle and sides of the room, and all of them seem to be on and active, and it's a little hotter in here maybe because of that. There's a small door to the southeast corner of this room that is like a small chamber where there is some sound dampening kind of like material on the walls. It's like a small booth, and there's just this single exit here. But as you walk in, you guys can give me perception or culture as you see a figure standing at one of these computers.
Ooh, that's a natural 20 for a 26 on perception.
26 from Xenia on culture.
Nice. You guys can keep rolling if you want, but I've got some culture checks, some perception checks. Let me bring over the art as this is who you see. Thwomp. Before you all at one of these consoles here is a thin human woman with a mohawk and SDF fatigues, kind of hunched over this computer with a datapad hardwired into it. And as she sees you come in, she looks alarmed for a moment until maybe she kind of recognizes the markings on your own armor. Xenia, with that culture check, you notice her fatigues and like the markings mark her as a technician, like a techie in the 4th Battalion. That's her, and she's standing right over here. And as you guys enter in, she's kind of wide-eyed and says, I'm sorry, but rank and battalion, please. Her hand is kind of like on her weapons belt where you see like a pistol is holstered.
Captain Trest Vakansk of the Midnight Squad. I don't remember what our battalion is.
Fifth,
it was a long time ago.
You're also not a captain. You're a sergeant.
Your 5th Battalion. It was in the title of the first book.
But that it was the foolhardy 5th, right? They got destroyed. So this was
you were still part of it as they were kind of rebuilding.
I see, they reformed it. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So after your company got obliterated, they brought in conscripts and some people from like the Score prison and stuff, and like press them into fill in the ranks. All right, 5th Battalion. She hears that and is like, 5th Battalion. I'm sorry, I didn't think any of you were left. What are you all doing here?
We could ask the same of you right about now. We've heard that there was an evacuation of this building. What do you know about that?
I mean, I was on my way here for tech support when I got the same call I guess you guys got from HQ. They said this building had been evacuated. Is that where you're coming from, HQ?
Sense
Probably.
motive.
Kind of.
Sense motive. Let me go back through. I think Tress, you notice, you guys can come into the room if you're chatting with her.
Yeah.
She'll kind of like just step to where you can see her, and she's like eased up now. Her hands off her gun.
Okay. Cool.
Feel free to sense motive. Anybody that wants to, as I think Trest, you notice the only thing really off about her as you're getting a good look head to toe is the cut of her jacket is slightly off. I don't know if that's depicted in the art. Mm-hmm. It's like bigger than what she would probably be given.
So like maybe she was issued a size too large. Like maybe they didn't have the right size. And
yeah, she doesn't seem like a big strong soldier.
I see.
So she's not filling it out completely, but
I see.
If that's her real uniform.
Well, I rolled a natural 20, so there shouldn't be anything off about her.
oh no. Going through these sense motive checks, she seems very nervous seeing you guys here. Very uncomfortable with, I don't know, maybe a very large trox filling the room. But, through her unease, she's like, the name's Lieutenant Chindwin. I'm with Communications Specialization, 4th Battalion.
It's a pleasure, Chindwin. What was the nature of the technical issue that brought you here today?
City Hall was pushing an update to the emergency broadcast, with all the defenses going up, refugees moving in, the evacuation routes are being designated, as shelters and what have you are changing. But when I got here, it looked like the place was empty, and they said we've got communications that they were evacuated, but the computer here is down. It looks like someone maybe did some damage to the system. She'll point the computer she's like interfacing with right now.
Some sort
Xenia
of
will
sabot?
fly over and offer to assist and check out what she's doing. Really, she just wants to look over her shoulder and make sure she's not doing something nefarious. So.
Yeah.
It looks like the computer is in lockdown mode right now.
Like maybe like a lockout feature of a computer system or something.
You would have to have access to the system to know if it had that, but you can obviously make a computer check to try and hack in.
All
Mother,
right.
mother, bring me out so I can hack the computer.
Nope.
Can she help me?
Yeah, I mean she's a tier 1 computer, so you would have to have a computer of equal state tier to not have like negatives. I believe. I think you have to have an equal tier to hack it, but. Yeah, I mean, you can like just pull a wire out of the pet carrier and like plug it in, I guess.
Do I have to roll a computer check now?
Yes, if you want to help with that. And
Oh no, that's a 3 on the dice for a 15.
so yeah, same thing as you like try and like access the command module. She's like, yeah, no, I can't get in either. You can keep trying at that as let's see, what else does she have to say? Anybody else have any other questions or?
Is this, to your knowledge, is this type of a response typical in the event of, I don't know, tampering?
Well, I don't know anything about that, but I thought it was weird when I got here. I went around looking to see if maybe they were on skeleton crew, but yeah, place is empty. When I heard they might have been evacuated, but was there another bomb threat? Is that what happened here? I mean, I did a quick glance through some of the rooms, but I didn't sense anyone here. I didn't find anything. I mean, I'm not a demo tech. I don't know what a bomb looks like, but
Where did you say the rest of your team was?
I'm a single specialist, but I'm from communications. We're working out of the same HQ down at City Hall.
Does that jive? Like, is that common?
I mean, there are like hundreds of soldiers in the HQ, and there's like other dormitories kind of set up for soldiers in and around the city nearby. But you've never seen. I mean, you've seen 4th Battalion people, but you've not seen her.
When she mentions a bomb threat, that sort of triggers a thought for Trest, and this seems like a great. This would be a great target for a bomb. And Trest is going to go around and start opening doors and checking rooms.
She kind of gets a little freaked out here and is like, "Is that what you think this is?" I mean, I didn't really think about it when I got here, and then I went to work.
You should get to a safe distance. We will investigate this. Call in for backup. Tell them to establish a perimeter at 3 blocks.
What? Is it going to be that large?
I mean, I don't know.
Kid, do you want to stand here, ask 20 questions, or do you want to live?
Why don't you guys take a look and see if there's anything to be worried about before we get crazy here? But I need to finish my mission. You understand? And Zinnia, is that your name? If you have any, I can aid you if that would help.
Yeah. I would suggest that maybe Zinnia would be a great addition to help this with that.
Does anybody else have computers as a skill that wants to help out, or do you guys want to break off and search the place?
I can help.
I will continue to search the facility.
Okay, yeah, so me and Devasho are together.
Electronic devices.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry. I don't know that Zinnia would say this out loud, but this seems very suspicious. Like, was there a bomb threat before? Because we weren't aware that there was a bomb threat when the bomb went off on us.
Well, my thinking is there's no bomb threat. There might just be a bomb.
I was about to say, Najiri.
Right, but where did this person get the idea that there was a bomb threat ever?
Oh, Najiri said that the people that worked here said that they were evacuated, but there was no official order that came through, like the military or police, that they can find. So, I mean, no one's here, so it probably was evacuated.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. I mean, I think they said something about like, was there another bomb threat? And I'm just like, was there a bomb threat before? Like, what was the first bomb threat?
If you guys recall, you were exploded by a bomb 2 days ago.
Right, but that wasn't a threat.
Yeah, it's not a bomb threat. That's just a bombing.
It was just a bomb. It was a surprise
it's a bombing.
bomb.
Yeah, but like.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was also a bomb that was a threat.
Yeah, it was
sorry,
also a terrorist.
There was a bomb. And
I just thought maybe I was supposed to read something into that line. But okay, sorry.
Other soldiers know anything about the Reckoners back at the base, but they had heard that you guys got exploded and perhaps nearly burnt down.
Okay.
So, I mean, that scuttlebutt is surely happening here. I can say there might be some more information if you do want to go out and search some of these rooms while you guys are hacking.
Or Devasha will just start popping open some doors on and taking a peek in.
These ones on the west side of the building here, as you open up, fairly nondescript. What looks like cubicle workstations. You don't really. Do you want to spend some time like thoroughly searching them, or like flipping over tables and stuff, and pushing down cubicle walls off his space time?
I think if Devasha just sees a bunch of cubicles, that probably isn't going to interest him any. So I think he would just continue to move down the way.
In the northwest corner of the building, you find what looks like a small break room. There's like a table, some plastic chairs, maybe a couch in like one corner here with a counter with some like a toaster, coffee maker. There is what looks like food just kind of left open here on the table, and you see what seems to be a bottle spilled on the ground, some sticky red cola.
So that kind of lines up with the fact that people left here in a hurry.
Somebody left in a hurry, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Devasha will relay this back, and I think that would cause him to maybe further investigate the room.
Yeah, you can go in there. Did you want to go with either of them, Echo7, or are you sticking there?
Echo7, I kind of wanted to look at this room that was right here, so I was letting the story play out with.
Yeah, that's like a podcast recording booth. It does look like where audio clips are recorded for this security system. So, I mean, you can pop in there and close the door and start screaming, and they can't hear you. Down to the south.
This is how I feel about Blue Apron.
MailChimp is our sponsor.
MailChimp?
Stamps.com.
Yeah. So if you go to these southern rooms, they're like larger offices. It looks like a couple of desks here. They have what looks like pretty low grade tier 1 computers, as well as some bookshelves, but you don't see anything suspect, Tress, as you're looking it over. Rebecca, make me another computers check.
Okay.
Because we've got an aid from Sprouts and an aid from probably an aid from Chinwin. Yes, an aid from Chinwin. So what did you get with a +4?
So that would be a 21.
Higher than that, sadly.
I rolled a 5, so.
Oh, poo. Yeah, they take their security very serious here at the broadcast facility. And as I don't know, she'd probably ask, if she can take like another crack at it herself. But she's looking very stressed out here. Let me make a roll. No, 7 on the dice. She's like furiously typing into her data pad, which is hooked up to the system. Is like, it seems like I'm not going to be able to do it here, and under pressure, I'm not very good. Maybe we can do this after. Does 5th Battalion have a demo squad that can get here soon? If there is a bomb, then I'd be very worried. Maybe you all should head out, and I'll try one more time.
Can Sprouts take a crack at it?
Yeah, you want to take a computers check?
Yeah.
Try. Ooh, jeez Louise, Miles, what do you get?
29.
Okay, you've got. I didn't think you had that many ranks or
I've
bonuses.
got 10.
Yeah,
plus 10 to computers.
10 in computers. Yeah. So you like start tap dancing on her data pad and
move over.
Yeah, that'll do it. Believe it or not, 29 DC 20.
It's amazing what happens when you don't roll single digits.
I know. When you roll a 19 on the dice, it makes a difference.
Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's satisfying.
Feels good.
Yeah, as you open up the system here, she's like, yes, it worked. Way to go. What was your name again, Rexley?
Milo's the name. Sprouts Milo.
Well, thank you very much. If you could keep this from my commander that I wasn't able to crack this thing, I'd be very appreciative.
Wasn't able to crack what?
Oh, my.
What's that, Patrick?
Fixing the hair is a hair fix move.
Fixing
I know exactly
mohawk.
what it was. I know exactly what it was. It was hilarious.
Make me another sense motive check, Sprouts.
Can we all make sense motive at this point?
No, you're not there.
It's 24th?
She has no attraction to you whatsoever and is being very polite, but seems to be grinning through fear. She hits like download on her data pad and is kind of like smiling at you guys. Just like, I'm ready to get out of here. I don't know about you.
So you're saying she has no attraction to Sprouts or to Echo?
Sprouts.
Oh. Well, that doesn't make any sense.
talking to. Okay, it would make sense if it was Echo. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, that's a robot right there.
Okay.
I am difficult to love.
Well,
Oh my goodness.
Well, I guess we're gonna take a look at this.
I just remembered there was a package in one of the offices down the hall. Do you think that could be? Do you think they sent an explosive of some kind?
No.
Let's check and see what's on the data pad first.
What? Just from City Hall?
Yeah.
I mean, you can take a look at it here on the computer. But my job's done here, soldiers, and I don't want to stay in this building any longer if there might be a bomb.
Wait, there was I'm not there, never mind.
Yeah, no, we've got Zinnia, Sprouts, and maybe Echo7 in the room. He might be screaming in the sound booth.
No, he cut his podcast. He cut his ad for Honey the thing.
Purple mattresses.
All these things that aren't actually sponsoring our show that we
Beats
should cut
by
out.
Dre. It's the best audio quality for your podcasting need. What does Zinnia and Sprouts want to do here?
Could I snatch the data pad out of her hand?
Make reflex save.
Is that not sleight of hand?
If you want to do that, that is also fine.
Oh no! It's a natural 1, but that's a 14.
I've never seen you roll so bad.
I know, it's terrible. Terrible.
What was the other roll that she could have done?
Reflex, but a 1 on either case is going to be a fail here. As you move your hand to the data pad on the desk here, a knife stabs through the data pad and she pulls it out. She said, "This could have been very easy. But you're going to make it very hard, aren't you?" Initiative roll time, everybody.
Yeah, baby! We're gonna...
Guys, I have found the break room, and there's some food here.
Yeah, I was about to deliver a for you, and then everyone got silly.
Oh no, Rebecca rolled another 1.
Another
so did
1.
Sprouts.
So did I.
Sprouts and Zinnia did not see this coming, even if the players did.
But Shress did.
Oh my laptop!
So we have to talk about this because we can't see rolls on a podcast. Zinnia's initiative, a natural 1. Sprout's initiative, a natural 1. Tress initiative, not in the room, a natural 20.
That's right. I feel like my spidey senses are tingling.
Devasho's initiative, again, not in the room, and huge to be able to squeeze through that door. A natural 2, toot, kaboom.
Yeah, we got some good rolls.
And then, of course, Echo7 rolled a 15, which resolves to a 23.
And I'm going to roll an initiative. High numbers. Bingo. Close enough.
I mean, you're going against 2 natural 1s, so...
Yeah,
close enough in that room.
Yeah. You're a high school bully against a bunch of middle school kids. Have fun.
I was about to say, unfortunately, I do think I'm giving myself a surprise round, and that knife is coming out of the data pad and is immediately going for your chest, Zinnia.
Oh no.
Yeah, don't take my data pad, I'll take your data pad. Flat-footed AC. Ooh, only a 6 on my attack. What is your flat-footed KAC?
That'd be a 15.
Oh, that is a hit. Oh, this is a D4.
To be fair, Zinnia kind of asked for that.
6 points of damage as slashes right through your lighter armor up by your breastplate, up by your clavicle there. And in the normal turn order, you hear maybe a scuffle happening over comms. Echo7, you see what looks like this specialist here bringing a knife against Zinnia. What do you want to do, Drew?
Sprouts, get down, taking a shot.
I'm 16 inches tall.
Yeah, maybe light cover, but he doesn't have to duck.
Should I take 2 shots?
No.
Nah, I'm gonna take 1 shot.
Single shot. What weapon are you?
The azimuth artillery laser. So my beefier.
Little beef.
It's a 19 to hit.
Oh, against EAC, it's definitely a hit.
For 13 points of damage.
I was giving her a bonus for Sprouts being in the way, but no, that is a hit that connects, burning a hole through her shoulder here as she screams out in pain.
Drop the knife, and we will have a better conversation.
There is a wild look in her eyes as she turns to face you kind of snarling. But before she gets to act, Trest, in the hallway south of this room, you hear a shot blast out and fighting going on.
I turn on a dime and I book it all the way back up into the room. And let's see, actually, I think I'm going to, once I get here, I can see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just sort of outside of the room, but the doors are open, and I see this person wielding a knife.
They like automatically open as you approach.
And I say, what was her name?
Chindwin.
Chindwin. I say, Chindwin, drop the knife. And I put out my hand as to say stop, and she can make I think it's a will save.
I'm rolling a d20.
Oh, I think that save is made with a.
I've rolled a 20 on whatever it is. What are you doing right now?
All right, she will only take. I only taken 4 damage. Butts. With a mind thrust.
Cassid. Oh no! Yeah, so like you're in her head scanner style trying to like get her to like go down.
Right.
And you detect like a lot of hate in there. And she's like, no! Kind of shakes it off. So only taking 4 points of that. Ooh my. She's still looking fighting fit here. Maybe has a strength that you didn't see before. And it is on to her turn. As she's got her full turn here. Ooh, boy, doesn't look good. You guys don't have melee weapons out, so she's gonna pull back towards the door, towards Trest, and move about 30 feet. Can she get there? No, she can only go. She's gonna go about 10 feet or so, and moving towards the door, but gonna move right over to Echo7. And as she does, she's like dodging and weaving out of the way, trying to like get around your next shot. And she's going to make a trick attack against our good friend Echo7. So let me make that trick first. 17 on the dice. That is a successful trick. And attack roll as this blade is coming out towards your chest, right through the armor. What is your flat-footed KAC?
Flat-footed KAC is going to be 17.
Oh my goodness, 19 normally. That is thankfully just a hit. I rolled a 7 on the dice here, and trick is off, so it is a D4, and you get 2 of you know it, a D8 on the trick. 14 points of damage as she rams that knife right into your chassis, right past the SDF armor. Ooh, and that is her turn, bringing us to Xenia, who's like maybe a little shell-shocked being slashed at. What would you like to do, Rebecca?
Yeah, her default move when she's shocked in that way is to just fly up.
10 feet up, yeah.
Yeah,
right to the ceiling.
She's startled. Actually, I'm going to kind of move diagonally up in the air, get out of the way of cover, and take a shot with my Thunderstrike Sonic Pistol.
Shooting down on her as she is attacking your teammate, Echo7.
I mean, is there an identify piece to this to get the bonus on the trick? I mean, she's human, right?
Yeah, that is life science. No bonus as she's not an example of xenobiology, but you can still figure out kind of her movement, I guess, by that.
All right, so 29 on that.
Yeah, so
yes, I know she's human.
She is a trained human, perhaps soldier of some sort, but
her cells are filled with mitochondria, the powerhouse.
You know the weak point is like mid chest, a little bit to the left on her side. Like that's a good place to point
somewhere around here or up here or like some on the legs region. Maybe.
Right.
Yeah, go right ahead. That is a successful life science.
All right. So that's a CR 4 or lower on that trick attack.
Nah, that's a success.
Awesome. So she is now going to be, I'm going to say flat-footed until my next turn.
Ooh,
and the attack is a 27.
I hate
some good rolls this time.
No, where the ones? Bring the ones back, Rebecca.
She's back.
Jeez Louise, super hit, 19 on the dice. Whoa, yeah, you blast her like right behind her ear with a thunder strike, and you see blood splurting out. How much damage is that?
14.
Gosh. Okay, and she is bloodied literally by that. You see it like pouring out of her ear as this sonic concussive blast is nearly knocking her over. That is Xenia's turn. Oh boy, I do not like level 4 operatives. She is flat-footed, and Sprouts, it is your turn. This is my worst case scenario of like operative right after each other.
So obviously I'm gonna call my target and go back up on my perch, which is Echo7.
Ooh.
And gonna try to do my trick attack.
Imagine at this point you have like steps built into his armor, just like
we were like in sync now. Like he's got like things that'll pop up as soon as I'm like making my leap.
The Elfan is holding the gun and you're like scrambling up.
All right, so here we go. Oh no!
Ooh, there it
that's
is.
That's gonna do it.
Natural one.
Oh, thank goodness I have the. We have.
Which means that is 2 natural ones in a row for me.
Yep.
Yeah. Good
reset your cash.
Oh, shut up.
Do you want the? Because this is a credible threat here. You guys are going up against. Which means if I roll a natural 20, I get a crit card. But for a crit fail, do you want the Starfinder official deck or our fan generated
fans?
Oh my goodness, putting it in the fans' hands.
Don't fail me, fans.
www.cosmiccrit.com. You can find a critical fail deck, which I think we need to add to. I don't know if that's up yet, but we need to get some more of these. They're so good. And this is a ranged attack submitted by CJ. It's called a failing common to that model. Your weapon malfunctions and explodes in your hand. Immediately gains the broken condition and deals damage that you would have been dealt to the enemy on a hit. Did you roll low on that damage attack?
Yeah, 6.
All right, so I'm not going to... the trick attack doesn't go through, but this 6 damage is... as the electricity kind of surges through your Elfan and shocks your back. Ooh, that's a hard one.
And my weapon's broken?
Broken. You can still use it. There's a negative associated with that.
Okay.
Until it is fixed. That is your turn, natural 1. And we're on to Devasho with the natural 2.
Yeah, listen, I move a bunch. Let's just move on.
What's your movement these days?
35. So I'm just double moving. But I'm not taking the whole double move. Devasho's just moving up back to the original double doors that led into this broadcasting center. But he doesn't want to get in Tress's way.
You're cutting off her exit, the only exit out of this room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh, you do not want to send this person into a no-flight scenario, as it is on now. Turn 2, Echo7, we're back to you. Still flat-footed. Seems like that blast to her ear has momentarily distracted her. What would you like to do?
I know you're going to have a hard time hearing me, but this is your last chance to stand down.
What?
Intimidate check.
Oh.
Intimidate to... Indeed. She seemed a little scared earlier, something you might have picked up on. Now, this is going to be to bully, to give her that negative status here. And this is based on CR. Go ahead and make that check.
That's a natural 1 on the intimidate check, so we're just going to go ahead and take our shot.
Boy, howdy, I love it. I believe it is a standard action to try that intimidate. If you want to take that back, you can, but I'll allow you to make an attack. There will be a bit of a negative on it, as she's not intimidated at all.
I was really hoping that was going to do something a little more than that, but
well, you
here
roll
we go.
High. Something cool could have happened.
That's true.
We'll never know.
I was going to take 2 shots, but now I'm just going to take the 1 because pronk it. I failed that. Here we go. Taking a shot with the azimuth artillery laser. It's a 16 to hit EAC.
All right. Flat-footed, but I'm giving you a bit of a negative there, as you are not allowed to do that in the feature. It's a standard action on that. That is a miss. Miss against EAC right now. Which brings us to Trest. Trest, who is right there at the door.
Yeah. I can see that she's making her move here, and sort of our ranged combatants are in trouble, so I'm stepping in. I'm stepping right up with the sword, and I can see that she's taken some damage. She's bleeding from her ear.
Oh, she's way hurt.
Yeah, and I'm just say, I say, stand down, and I whack her with the flat of my blade.
You trying non-lethal?
Trying some non-lethal here.
Already. A little more difficult.
Its questions answered.
Let's see here. Make sure that's okay. So that's a -4 for non-lethal with a lethal weapon.
Correct.
Here we go. Oh, only a 12 versus flat-footed
That's
cage.
not gonna do it. Yeah, she manages to just deflect it last second with her blade as she's still reeling from this blast, this last turn. But she kind of shakes her head off and
As a free action, I say, Echo, get back.
No attack of opportunity for you because she is going to mark you as her target here.
She's got the thing.
move over to your side, try and jab at you as well. It's time for a trick attack. A 15 on the dice. You are tricked. Attack roll time. Pow. Ooh, a 5 on the dice. Your flat-footed KAC
Is a 15.
roll exactly 15. Yes. 5 on the dice. Okay. Whew. D4 and D8 coming your way. Ooh, okay. That is 13 points of damage. Once again, sticking you. She seems to know all of the ins and outs of your guys' armor and is able to get that blade in there. Let's go back to Zinnia. Rebecca.
All right.
That blast nearly had her down. What do you want to do now? Roll more ones because that would help me out immensely. You guys have rolled like 5 this combat, and I thank you.
I want to tell us what was on the data pad. I mean, that's what we want, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, that data pad is a little fried. It might take some work, but she laughs, kind of like brings the blade up, smells shearing blood, and licks it. Says, "You're gonna find out in just a minute when it's blasted all over the city."
Aha, joke's on you. Sriracha blood tastes like sriracha.
What?
Too spicy for you.
Apologies, Trest. You are a Sheeran, not a Sriracha.
No, I think that's canon now. Sriracha Sheeran. South of the border.
Sheeran Racha is known by the wasp on the bottle.
Imagine it's great.
Right.
There's Strix blood, there's Amaranta, there's Sheeran on it now. She's gonna taster's test. Rebecca, what are you doing?
Can I do a non-lethal strike with my sonic pistol?
Yep, it doesn't have the non-lethal capability, so it is a -4. But
Okay.
that damage will be on the
Can you do that with the trick attack?
Yeah, you can.
All right, so the trick attack is a 3 or lower, CR 3 or lower.
That is a fail.
Aww.
I've beefed
But
her
the
up a little bit.
attack is I guess it would be an 18.
With the
against the AC.
-4, that is a hit. So that goes through. How much non-lethal damage are we talking?
That is 6 non-lethal damage.
Okay, then she is still up after that. But, ooh, she's looking pretty hurt. Oh boy, very hurt by that. A lot of that is absorbed by some of her armor, but you see it still shakes her. And she looks back in your direction, not sure who she's going to attack next turn. If she gets there, Sprouts Marlowe, though, is next. Not flat-footed right now, any longer.
Would it be you said it's a negative to use my gun?
Oh yeah, you're.
It is. It has the broken condition, which
Can I take the turn to fix it?
No, it'll take some time.
All right, can I switch out my guns then?
You can. I mean, it's only a -2 to attack and damage, so it's up to you. Pulling out the other gun will take a move action, so you wouldn't be able to trick, but you could still take a shot.
I'll stick with what I've got, and hopefully someone can fix my gun.
Don't roll. If you roll that broken again, I will explode this gun.
It's a CR 14 or lower for the trick.
Ooh, tricked.
And 21, so -2 would be a 19 to hit.
That is a hit. It's flat-footed. So do you want her flat-footed or off-target?
Off target.
Next turn? Off-target. Ooh, gonna be a little harder to hit. If I keep rolling low numbers, then.
And then that's 5 damage. You said -2 as well.
Yeah, and the trick. So just was it 8 in total? So
Yes.
6 going through, and
Okay.
she is still up lethal damage, though. She is looking pretty hurt as that shock kind of like is shaking her arm she's holding the knife with. And that brings us to the big boy, to Devasho at the end of the turn order. What you got, Tyler?
So Devasho's Graviton attuned, and instead of, he's going to kind of reach out maybe with his shield, and as I envision this, is that literally like kind of Graviton energy that's kind of corrupted dark Graviton energy begins to swirl around her, and she has to make a fortitude save.
Oh, goodness gracious, you guys and me making saves. All right, here we go.
I need a low roll here, Patrick. Single digits. Dang it.
15 on the dice. Fortitude. Ooh, it's her weakest. The total, that is
She's
18.
Yeah, she's.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to hold her in place.
I
was trying to use my new ability.
New ability, gotcha.
But I will move into the door frame just to continue to
block it even more.
Be a body in the way.
Oh, there's no escape here.
Maybe set up some flanking opportunities.
I think I found my new target next turn. Take you out.
Go for it.
Echo7, turn 3. What you got, Drew?
Echo7 does not care about non-lethal damage. Is going to take an azimuth artillery laser shot at this person.
Oh, she's looking really hurt. This might be the one that drops her.
Oh.
We can't get info from dead people.
Yeah.
Without level
27 to hit, 11 damage.
Because we never know what just got uploaded into the system.
There is a very neat laser hole in her chest, and she is dead before she hits the ground. Just blood splurting out of her mouth as she drops down. And we are out of combat.
Now figure out what she uploaded to the net.
With what? The computer is broken.
Well, she smacked into her own data pad. If you guys want to access the computer she was on.
Okay, I misunderstood.
Yeah, as you get back into this computer system, you can actually access her data pad still. You just won't be able to use her data pad, but if you want to plug it right back into the computer, you can try and hack her data pad as well.
Let's do it.
That worked.
Mother, let me hack it. I am very good. I'll roll for you.
Can I just
Well, you
can I
did
just
better than last time.
check? Can I just check under her jacket to make sure she wasn't wearing like a bomb vest or anything?
No bomb. That's probably a good idea. Very smart, Chipert. You do find she does have an azimuth laser pistol. This is SDF armor. It is freebooter Mark 1 armor, and she has.
I see. It just wasn't outfitted to her. That's just why it doesn't fit properly.
Yeah, like inside, maybe you find like a different name written on written on the inside of the jacket. She has a survival knife, a battery, a hacking kit, and now a broken data pad. But give me a computer's roll. Try and hack this thing if you want. Won't be able to use the screen, but you can still access the data core here.
So 22 from Zinnia.
That is more than enough. This is just a little tier 1. And you are able to access it through the computer system here or through your own computer. You find there's blueprints, kind of like city schematics for this building, the emergency broadcast station. You find what looks like handwritten notes of like new Grakka police patrols in the neighborhood, and like times and dates going back about a week. And digging further into it, you think, Sprouts, you take a look at it as well. Rolling a 27 here. The Zinnia passes over it, but you see that same hacker's computer signature in the code, in like the base code of the computer, the stylized symbol of an insectile claw. Besides that, there's like a lot of ho-hum stuff. It looks like this was just used for, like her personal data pad as well. There's like receipts from a dry cleaning, and it says, military uniforms, things like that, here in New Grakka. But in addition to that, and on this computer, you guys discover what she was attempting to upload. It is like still in the process of being uploaded by this computer, so you can obviously just stop it right now. But playing it for yourself to hear, it is audio only, a woman's kind of low monotone voice intoning, and it is a voice that you have heard in your dreams as she says, "The reckoning is at hand. The wrath of the swarm will soon descend upon those who would deny this system's rightful rulers. They are the scourge sent to punish the wicked. No sins can be kept secret from the hive mind. This resistance is pointless. Suskeland's military can't protect our world any better than they could their own. The swarm will consume all. If you want to repent and survive, join them. Join the Reckoners. If you seek us, we will find you. Follow Sister Spark. Welcome the swarm. Let this city burn. And one last thing. To be continued.
There it is.
Hey!
I hate to say that I was right about swarm sympathizers, but I called it.
Yeah, yes, that was a good shot. That was a good called shot there.
Yes.
We have all seen that season of Battlestar Balapadaba.
Spactica? Space Star. Spactica.
Right. Gattaca.
Yeah, lots of stuff going on. Oh boy, this has actually been, despite the fact that I don't have hordes of swarm to throw at you right now, this has been one of my favorite episodes so far. I like it.
Yeah, that's fun.
You guys, you as players, you seemed very suspect of my kind-hearted Lieutenant Chindwin, but
I believed in her.
Anybody that has art where they're holding a weapon out.
Also, she has a
Right.
very grumpy face, which is usually how you know bad people.
Look at the
Also,
grump.
I mean, you say that, but our commander has a super grumpy face.
I mean,
But you happen to mention that
those eyebrows.
you happen to mention that the uniform didn't fit right, and it's like, oh, okay, kill her.
I had a whole lie written down ready if you asked about the jacket, but didn't have to use it. That was a ton of fun. I want to thank you guys for playing with me this week.
Thank
That's
you,
always
Patrick.
Listeners, thanks for listening. That's what listeners do. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Bye-bye.
listeners. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Cosmic Crit. This episode has been made possible through a sponsorship with Roll20 and the backing of our Critamanda fans on Patreon. Thanks again and have a great week.